It is 6:49. This is your morning in 8 minutes. Right now, multiple agencies are looking for this missing woman. Take a look at your screen. This is Sharon Looney, the TBI, issuing a silver alert for her. Investigators say she walked away from her home Monday afternoon on Horsebend Road. She lives in Newmarket and was last seen wearing a red and black dress. Officials are worried because she has dementia and diabetes. If you see her, please call 911.
New details this morning. An elderly woman is okay after being trapped in her apartment during a fire. Tazewell police tell us this happened on Coffee Street around 1 o'clock Monday afternoon. Crews rescued the woman on the second floor. One officer and a few neighbors were treated for smoke inhalation at the scene and were released. Crews were able to contain the fire. No one else is hurt. This morning, investigators are still working to figure out how a woman died after they found her burned body in North Knoxville.
KPD is now identifying the body as 34-year-old Brandy Geisler. They found her body off Watauga Avenue near Sharps Ridge late Saturday night in a wooded area. They originally responded to a tire fire. If you know anything about Geisler's death, please give Crime Stoppers a call. You can remain anonymous. And right now, a suspect is in custody this morning after a threat forced First Baptist Academy in Powell to go on lockdown yesterday. The Knox County Sheriff's Office says the staff at the academy did a great job following all the protocol. Police have not released details on what kind of threat was made.
A Knoxville man will be in Blount County Court this morning after being arrested for breaking into multiple cars. Cortland Hedrick is accused of burglarizing nearly a dozen vehicles near Best Road and Dominion Drive on the morning of September 16th. The sheriff's office says he stole wallets, cash, credit cards, even a gun. After the burglaries, Hedrick reportedly used some of the stolen cards to make purchases for himself. He'll be in court for a bond hearing. Meanwhile, the sheriff's office is asking for your help finding this person of interest in the case. Investigators say he might have information about those car burglaries. If you know this person or anything about this incident, contact Crime Stoppers. And this morning, 2 people are recovering after a shooting at an Alcoa highway nightclub.
This happened at El Popo Loco early Sunday morning. When police got there, they found one person shot. That person taken to UT Medical Center in serious condition. While officers were investigating, another person who was shot showed up at the hospital in a personal car with several people inside. Police arrested them as potential suspects in the shooting. The second person hurt is expected to be okay. And we now know the name of the man killed in downtown Knoxville over the weekend. Police say a car hit and killed 23-year-old Quentin Fields on Henley Street at Clinch Avenue. The driver stayed on the scene. So far, no charges are filed. And continuing coverage this morning, right now people in Florida are bracing for the arrival of Hurricane Ian.
Nearly 170,000 people have already been ordered to evacuate in the Tampa area alone. Schools and universities announcing closures in preparation for the storm and to set up as emergency shelters. At stores, supplies of bottled water quickly selling out. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has declared a state of emergency ahead of the storm. Some gas stations have already run out of fuel. The National Hurricane Center predicts Ian could deliver a life-threatening storm surge of up to 10 feet in and around the Tampa Bay region. The threat of a government shutdown is looming if Congress can't pass a short-term spending measure. Lawmakers have less than a week to reach an agreement on the stopgap funding bill that would keep the federal government open until after the midterm elections. That deadline is midnight Friday. And the Congressional Budget Office is warning student loan forgiveness is going to cost the government a lot.
The new report estimates the price tag is at $400 billion over the course of 30 years. President Joe Biden's plan forgives $10,000 in federal student loans for people who earn less than $125,000 a year. People who also received federal Pell Grants are eligible for up to $20,000 in debt forgiveness. The White House is expected to release its own estimate of the student loan plan in the coming weeks. Applications for the relief go out in October. And the White House wants airlines to be more transparent about extra fees for passengers. It's proposing rules that would require them to disclose charges for checked and carry-on luggage, as well as fees for rescheduling or canceling flights. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says the goal is to let travelers save money by making informed decisions.
Amazon is adding a second Prime Day to its calendar. The Prime Early Access Sale will be held on October 11th and 12th. Amazon is promising Black Friday caliber discounts during the event, which will be limited to online shoppers with a Prime membership.
And new this morning, the Tennessee Smokies baseball team is going for a championship tonight after beating the Pensacola Wahoos on Sunday in Game 1 of the Southern League Championship Series. The team now one win away from their first title since 1978. First pitch is tonight in Kodak at 7:15. There's still plenty of tickets available if you want to go. And WVLT proud to be your official station of the Vols. Tennessee enjoying a much-needed off week right now following that big win over Florida. The team's next game, Saturday, October 8th against the LSU Tigers in Baton Rouge. Kickoff for that game now set for noon on ESPN. This is Tennessee's first trip to the Swamp, the Death Valley down there in Baton Rouge since 2012.
It is 6:55. Want to get a look at your first alert traffic right now. That Tuesday morning commute in good shape. All those interstates and main roads on time ahead of that morning rush, even as you're moving around Knoxville this morning. Here's a live look at I-40 right around Rutledge Pike. It is smooth sailing to kick off your morning.
Your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley.
6:55 now, focusing on different pieces and parts of impacts from Hurricane Ian. Obviously, they were talking about preparations in Florida. I showed you we have a few clouds that we'll even catch from the outermost bands as early as tomorrow, but really we'll also catch more winds Thursday and Friday. It'll become breezier because the strongest winds, of course, will be in the heart of that storm dragging across the coast, but there will be impacts here at home. Gusts of 20 to even some 30 miles per hour at times Thursday to Friday. Then the thicker clouds actually coming in Friday before that rain going into your weekend. So there's a lot of change around the corner. All the more reason to enjoy today. Even the cooler morning, 39 in Whitesburg to La Follette, 39 Crossville to 47 in Knoxville. Beautiful clear sky. We do have some patches of fog that are very stray. Otherwise, we can all enjoy this gorgeous view. It'll be 64 at noon with a high today of 72. Below average for now, actually even cooler tomorrow before we start to see and feel those changes. So if you missed that kind of detailed look of that track of Ian, I've got you covered. Of course, the local impacts here at home for your weekend, all coming up on the CW.
Sweater weather, vest season, whatever you want to call it.
Get those boots out of the closet, put them on.
Got the boots on and I got the sweater. We're good.
They're deep in the closet. We got to get them out. We got to dig for those. It is 6:56. We're headed over to WBXX. We hope you have a good Tuesday. Thanks for joining us.